They consider Donald Trump the ultimate wild card on that debate stage. No one knows what he'll say, what he'll do.
In Cleveland, Ohio, they are certain three things will happen. The Indians will not be in the playoffs again this year. Johnny Manziel will still have to prove he's out of diapers and can act like an adult off the field. And there is no greater sport than the one that will hit the airwaves Thursday night from their beloved city, where Donald Trump is the 3-5 favorite to score a TKO before the first debate drinking game reaches round 2. Let's get to work as we go around the dial. From AM 1420, The Answer in Cleveland, owning the airwaves every weekday morning, beginning at 9 a.m. local time, Bob Frantz. All right, Bob, Cleveland's on the clock. What are the people in Cleveland saying to you about the debate?
Well, first of all, you had to throw in those Indians and Browns references.
Yes, I did.
You had to.
Yes, I did. Look, you guys have earned it. Go ahead, get in first place, and I'll be the first one to say it. So it's okay. I'm fair.
And I'm not blaming Sports Illustrated either. They picked Indians to win the whole doggone thing. Routine.
Good man.
Listen, you know what? You're right. The only game in town right now is indeed the GOP debate tomorrow night, and I'm really looking forward to it. And Donald Trump is the answer to questions 1, 2, and 3, to be honest with you. And in fact, virtually everybody who's being interviewed, including other candidates, as well as pundits, when you talk about the debate, you talk about the race, Donald Trump really dominates the first 3 or 4 questions. And it hasn't been any different here on the ground, on my radio program. And here's what I'm finding. There is really a healthy split. Very few Trump haters. A very healthy split between Trump supporters who just love exactly what he's doing and those who are interested but very skeptical because of all of the broad brushing that he is doing with very little fine print, as far as the details about what he's going to do, how he is going to get those things done. But the fans, or I shouldn't say the fans, well, they are.
No, they are fans. You're right.
Yeah, they've watched him on, the reality show for so many years. They're fans of his. But the voters and the Republicans and the conservatives who I talk to on a regular basis are either skeptical but interested in learning more or dyed in the wool. Very, very few of them are just kind of throwing him out among those 33%. I think the most recent poll showed that said, I would never vote for that guy under any circumstance.
I caught a great editorial cartoon this morning at cleveland.com, and I thought that this pretty much captured everything. Donald Trump standing in the T-Tower and all the podiums underneath him. Nobody was standing there. Is that pretty much what you get, is that this is Trump, everybody else is just secondary? It's almost as if they might not even need to be there on Thursday night.
Yeah, well, because they've all been there, most of them anyway. With the exception on the primetime stage, which is Dr. Carson being a non-politician, the other being Carly Fiorina, who will be in the what are they calling the happy hour debate. The rest of them have been tested. They've had debates. They've been in this forum. Donald Trump has never been in this forum before, and so it will be. And Ed, if he was leading by 2 or 3 points at this stage, I think it would still be shocking to everybody. The fact that he is doubling his nearest competitor, Jeb Bush, is what makes him, like you said, in that tower. And here's what it is to me. Everybody's got their viewpoint on this. But right now, conservatives in this country are screaming mad. And what the left turn the country has taken, from President Obama to the do-nothing Republican Congress to the Supreme Court legislating from the bench, they're screaming mad. And most of us don't have voices to scream, or at least we have no one who will listen to us. Donald Trump is screaming. He's screaming for the conservatives who want to say that we're, mad as hell and not going to take it anymore. And that's got people fired up. Now, when the screaming tones down and you have to provide answers, how are you going to build that wall and make Mexico pay for it? How are you going to bring jobs back from China? Now, when the screaming settles down, that's when we find out what he's made of, and that's why he is, like I said, and like that editorial cartoon portrayed him, in that tower over everyone else.
I got about 90 seconds left, and you talked about the wall, and also let's hit issues. But the one thing that Trump has hit consistently is immigration. 2 stories. Nearly half of the students don't speak English at a Georgia elementary school in Canton, Georgia. It may take them 5 to 7 years to learn it. And then in California, in Huntington Park, 2 illegal immigrants are named to the city commission. Bob, we've got to believe that Trump has actually hit the real nail on the head here with immigration. And if there is going to be an issue that everybody's going to hammer away at, it's going to be that, because stories like this help to drive that story and prove that Trump is right.
Of those 2 stories, one of them is a shame, the other is an atrocity. Okay, it is shameful that people are coming to this country, speaking a foreign language, having children here and raising them in that culture, and not letting them or teaching them right from birth to speak English. When my ancestors, probably your ancestors, my parents came here, or I should say my ancestors came here from Slovakia and Germany, the first thing they did was learn English and learn to become Americans. And that's not what far too many in the Hispanic culture are doing. They want to just kind of bring their culture here and not, merge with the rest of the country. The situation in California with that town, that is an atrocity. That is just opening the door and saying, illegal immigrants, you are not only going to be welcomed here, you're going to be given our services, you're going to use our resources, you're going to be given the right to vote, you're going to be given legal identification. We're going to let you serve in judgment over other American citizens. Ed, we're giving them on city council in that town the opportunity to pass laws that other people would have to follow.
Well, they can't vote or seek office, but they can help to sway things. And that is part of what that is as well. And there you go.
Have it.
All right. We're all out of time, unfortunately. Don't forget, weekday mornings, 9 a.m. local time in Cleveland, AM 1420 The Answer. That's where Bob Frantz is. Bob, always a pleasure, my friend. Take care. The Hardline continues.